Thank you, Steve. Steve can't hear me. Now you can. Let's start that again. All right, here. Oh, wait a second. See somebody else. Yeah. Yes, Ed, I did. I muted my mic earlier because I was coughing really hard. So thank you for reminding me. But true credit for that has to go to Steve, my man Steve, who what do you mean, Leslie? You can hear me now, right? All right, somebody tell me you can hear me now. I just unmuted the mic and then Leslie jumps in, no audio, and now I'm confused. Steve, Leslie? Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate it. All right, let's start this again. Hey, welcome in to what we like to call the high noon edition of 2 daily streams that we do here. We do one here at noon, the high noon edition, and then we circle back at around 9 p.m. Oh, hold on. The whole show stops. The whole show stops. Hold on. My boy just sent me a text from his lunch. He doesn't know that I'm doing this right now. He got a new phone, and it's been a couple of days where we've been dark from each other as far as phone going, and he just sent me a little text that said test, so I apologize. All right. Yeah, we're going to be distracted. When my kid texts me, yeah, we're going to be distracted. Unfortunately. No, not unfortunately. My son is more important than this. So, although I do appreciate you, I much love for you guys, but more love for my kid. He does. I can't see, like he's texting me again. You know, you get the dots. It's like I can't ignore him. So just sit tight. And now we do that weird thing where we wait while the dots. Oh, that was his mom. His mom has his new phone. His mom was testing it. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, mom also gets mom also gets a little bit of precedent over this. All right, here we go. Starting again. Hi, everybody. It's me, Pugs. Hey, and there's E. All right, we need to set this up. E's back. E's got a big day today. We're gonna have to talk to him about that. Starting again. Part 3. Oh, now here comes another text. That's all right.
What's part 3?
Well, I started the show. I did a whole spiel, and it turned out that my mic was off because I was coughing really hard just before we went on. So I muted my mic, and then and then I restarted the show after realizing the mic wasn't on. It was only like 30 seconds or so. I restarted my whole rant, and then in the middle of my whole rant, I started getting texts from my son's phone, my son's new phone. He broke his phone. You remember the phone incident from a couple weeks ago where he was told not to play with it in the pool, and then he played with it in the pool.
Yeah.
And then we had a phone incident, and it was janky for like 10 days, and then finally it just completely crapped out. Well, I haven't had phone direct contact with him on his phone in a couple of days. So here we go. We start at noon, and I start getting texts from him that say test. You know, he's testing out the new phone. So I stopped the show again because he takes precedent, as I was explaining. And it turns out that it wasn't him. It was his mom. It was mom. Mom had just picked up the new phone, and she was testing it to make sure that it was working. So she
like, why would you think he would be texting you during school hours?
Lunch. It's his lunch. This is he does lunch at noon. So I thought maybe,
Okay.
you know, I do occasionally get but he knows. He knows when the show is, so he typically does it. All right, so we're starting again. Hey everybody, welcome into the High Noon broadcast of Pugs Company. We do this twice a day. We do it here at noon, where we cover all kinds of current events, topics, things that are trending, things that people are talking about. This is a utilitarian stream for you, the good people out there, to be all up to speed on everything that the world is buzzing about. We also circle back at 9 p.m. Central Time, and we do what we call the Pillow Talk edition, which is a little bit stranger, a little bit weird. I thought last night's Pillow Talk was fun. I did. I felt there was like a different energy, at least on my part, doing it earlier. And then when I signed off an hour earlier, you know, the whole plan was that, you know, so that we could have more of a normal sleep pattern, so that we weren't I was falling asleep like 2:30 in the morning, and that doesn't work for me. So last night, the first night of Pillow Talk, I stayed up till 3 in the morning.
How's that work?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, it has something. I'm not well. There is something going on with me. I woke up with a headache. That is the worst way to start your day. I've had off and on headaches now for 3 days. And maybe it's the weather, maybe it's my but this doesn't feel like a sinus issue. But the weather has changed. So typically, when the weather changes radically, I get my sinuses. They go a little bit nuts. Maybe do I sound any different? I'm hearing that I sound a little different. So maybe
Yeah,
it's
you sound a little bit different.
all right. I mean, we'll muscle through it. I'm also freezing. It's cold. I don't know. My Midwestern blood has turned soft with this hot Texas summer that I just experienced because it's only in the 50s. And I'm wearing like a fall jacket because I sat down and I'm like, it's cold. Air hasn't been on in weeks. Actually, not true. I put the air on last week for a day when it got up to 80. Anyway, we're going to muscle through this. Got a lot of stuff to cover today. James is going to be joining us shortly. We got some. You know what? I have to be honest with you. I was going to try and oversell this. It's not a good day for what we do here. It is not a good day for trends. It is not a good day for things to talk about. And the reason for that is, man, this happened with baseball over the summer. It is NFL trade deadline day. So every trend is being occupied by we could do the entire show on the NFL trade deadline. And, I don't think people want that from us. I really don't. I don't know if you've seen the trends, whether it's Google, MSN, AOL, not AOL, Facebook, Twitter. I was able to cull enough interesting things that I think we'll be able to do a show without spending the bulk of our time talking about NFL trades. But that's really what's occupying everybody who is on the socials thoughts today.
Well,
NFL trade.
that and this dumb election.
Yeah, and we don't want to. Here's the thing about the show: I didn't want to do politics, and I don't really want to do sports. I mean, we dabble in sports because we love sports, but we're not a sports show. I just. And then I got the headache going on. It's okay. So let me tell you a little bit about today. Today is November the 2nd, year of our Lord, 2021. It is the 306th day of the year. 59 days left till the end of the year. And I don't know how many days till Christmas. 52, maybe. Oh, Mr. Important, Mr. Popular,
Yeah.
getting calls. Who is it?
It's the guy that I called 2 weeks ago to take down the tree, left him about 5 messages, and of course, now he calls me when I tell him I'm not available between 12 and 2.
Well,
So,
destroying God's finest works is busy business. I imagine he's got a lot of. Amel's gonna commit a crime against God when he takes down this magnificent tree, which I kind of understand. I mean, look, when I'm out there skimming that damn pool because of the leaves that are falling, I am cursing the heavens for the existence of that tree. So I kind of understand the issue. But man, that's a magnificent tree.
yeah, it'll be some magnificent furniture.
Man, I told you you're going to have a stump out there. And I told you need to go online. You got to need to look at stump art.
Yeah,
They
the
can make some
problem with a big stump like you're talking to make that like into
throne,
a table,
a throne, not a table, a
yeah, or what
throne.
is then I lose the ability to make other tables. Whereas if, because the trunk is, approximately a little bit short of 5 foot wide,
Yeah.
and it goes up about, 8 feet or so, 7.5 feet or so before any branches kind of go off. So just imagine that huge trunk, and then they're
Huge.
going to slice it down vertically at the sawmill, and so we'll have a bunch of 2-inch vertical, like 8 foot planks, about 5 foot wide. So those are tabletops, and that would be like a pecan wood tabletop. At the very bottom, in the radius way, they cut like 2 inches, and then we can do your idea of a round table, but we don't have to have all that trunk underneath it like you're talking about. So I still get a round table. I just don't get the stump table that you're talking about.
I'm not a faithful man, I'm not a religious man, but I'm telling you, you're gonna piss off God by taking down that tree. Bad things are going to befall you when you take down that tree. I hope I'm wrong. I don't believe in that voodoo, but I'm just telling you, if any of it's true, that's one of God's favorite trees.
And I will also fix this little, psyche you got going on in your head that you might end up like Greg Abbott.
Okay, that is a very real concern of mine, as there is probably a 2-ton branch that precariously hangs above this guest house that I'm staying in. It is supported by wires because at some point somebody went, "Oh, that giant branch is going to crush that guest house. That's going to fall and kill everyone inside." So yes, I do appreciate that aspect of this decision you've made, but you know,
Yeah, because I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I turned you into a Greg Abbott.
mm, yeah, that's
I
true.
mean,
It's-
as
hey,
long as you don't vote his way, I'd be
my man,
fine with it. Maybe
my man speaks
eventually.
no ills. That's absolutely true. I do. Every time I hear something bang, I do get a little bit, okay, what room do I need to move to? Do I need to get out on the porch? Because this thing's coming down in the next couple of minutes.
Well, and the
Winds,
metal roof doesn't help. Like when those acorns hit the metal roof, you feel like you're getting
gank,
pelted.
gank, 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 gank. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's loud. I do love that tree though. That is the most glorious creation of our Lord that I've ever been associated with. And you're just going to take it down for tables. Whatever. Yeah, Jeff, we're going to talk about it just in the chat room. Big day. JFK Jr. is trending locally. He's coming to town. We'll talk all about it.
not the one that got assassinated, the
Oh,
one
no.
that crashed in the plane.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's
Yeah.
been dead for over 20 years now is coming to town. He's apparently going to be at AT&T Plaza down there downtown. So get your tickets.
Dude, if I could just anyway.
Yeah, we'll get it. Oh, trust me, he's trending. We'll get into that. That's one of the trends that I found. Oh, okay. I feel boy, man. I don't know what's going on with me these last couple of days.
How can you be cold? I mean, it
Freezing.
probably is the coldest day of the year
Yeah, that's
so
been chilly.
far.
Yeah,
I mean, not the year of the fall so far. We've had colder days, obviously, in this
yeah.
year, but I think until your blood kind of gets used to it, maybe you're cold for you kind of bone cold.
Well, see, but that's the thing, though. It's not like I moved here from Palm Springs. I mean, I moved here from a place where it's been colder than this.
Yeah, but you've been in warm weather
That's
for,
true.
6 months or so your blood thins back out.
My system is completely screwed up. It has no idea what it's.
Yeah, didn't the Stones pick a great day to come?
Oh yeah, you got an outdoor concert tonight.
Mhm.
What's the rain? I was looking at the weather. It looks like there's a threat of thunderstorms, but early. So maybe
I don't know. Last time I saw him at Churchill Downs in Kentucky, I think, well, it might have been, that wasn't the last time. That was the second last time. I saw him at Churchill Downs in Kentucky. Man, dude, you talk about cold and rainy and windy, and that they were like in the infield.
yeah.
Oh, it was probably, I want to say, in the 40s and rain and
Oh,
just
that
kept
sucks.
raining. But the Stones, no quit. Like
No.
they were just like, as long as the fans were out there, they did the show, came out. I mean, I was so impressed with how they performed and did not care about the elements. Unlike that friggin' Kings of Leon, when the birds were pooping on them, they shut down the show and left.
Yeah. All right. Kings of Leon. Well, I don't know this story. You went to a Kings of Leon show and the birds didn't approve.
No, they were no. The bird. I didn't. I wasn't at the show, but the Kings of Leon were there, and
Oh, hold
pigeons
on.
were dropping on them.
Sorry. Trying to mute my mic while I cough. Continue.
No, pigeons were dropping on the Kings of Leon, bird droppings, and you got out in the middle of the show, and you're like, oh, "Okay, we're done. We're out of here," because of pigeons. Like, how many times were you getting hit? Move.
Jeff Glenn points out, the Stones are running the risk of catching pneumonia. Their old immune systems are not built for this weather anymore.
I was thinking about that this morning. Like, how cool is it that a 78-year-old front man is going to fill up the Cotton Bowl? I mean, if somebody would have told you in your 20s or in your 30s that you would be watching the same guy sing at 78 years old,
Yeah.
no way.
No. No, well, I told you last night, I saw him, 25 years ago now, maybe. You know what? It's gotta be almost 30 years because I saw him on the Steel Wheels tour, if you remember that one. That was
Uh-huh.
so that you probably saw that tour as well, and I remember the big deal was, "They ain't never gonna tour again. This is it for them, man. They're getting old." Here we are 30 years later, 15 tours later, and they're still going, so I don't know.
I mean, imagine your life at 78. Like, that's got to be one of the best lives out there at 78 years old.
Well, I'll tell you. Excuse me. It had to have been maybe 96, 97. I saw Frank Sinatra at the Old World Music Theater in Tinley Park. Dude was 80 probably, packed the place. And the whole thought was, dude's gonna die. May as well see a legend. May as well have that in the old memory bank to say, yeah, okay, I saw one of the legends. I saw one of the greats. Sinatra wailed, man. And now, granted, he's not running around like Mick Jagger. He's just up there in a tuxedo, singing it out. I mean, but he was awesome. He was everything you expected from Sinatra, and he was like 80. It was very cool. So you never know, man. You
Yeah,
might
I
get
mean,
a great show.
I've seen the stage. When you buy tickets, they show you what the stage looks like, and it has the typical Stones down the middle runway. And if he takes off like in a sprint, like he does, in all shows that I've been to,
Yeah.
and sings from one end to the other end to the other end, like that's where I'm thinking he needs maybe some oxygen, like right about middle stage.
Yeah. Wow. So
Because
it's not.
it's a 30-40 yard sprint.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. You'll have to report on the mobility of, of Mick Jagger because I'm interested in that because you watch. Mick is probably the greatest frontman that has ever lived, and when you watch him in his prime, it's like, yep, that's why he's the greatest. I'd be interested to know if he's still got the cat-like moves and moves
Yeah,
like
the moves
Jagger,
like
if you will.
Jagger, right.
I
I mean,
don't know.
and there aren't many there, like nobody move like he's got an awkward set of moves. Like his body moves in a way that not most people move.
Yeah.
He's hard
Uh,
to duplicate.
the old bird Sinatra. He closes his show with "I did it my way." Crowd goes ah, going absolutely nuts. Drops the mic like like he's like a punk rocker. Just takes the mic, drops it, does a bow, walks out. Crowd is still going nuts. Like 2 minutes later, he comes back out, picks up the mic, and goes, hold on, I forgot something." And then he like shakes the mic. And he's like, "I probably shouldn't have thrown this." He's like, everybody's like, he's back, he's gonna, and then he busts into my kind of town, Chicago. Place goes nuts. I'm telling you, man, old dudes can pull something out of their hat every once in a while, especially when they think they're in the swan song. They dig down deep and they just rip it up. So,
Well, I'm excited to see how it goes.
yeah. All right. Let's celebrate what today is. Happy Day of the Dead in Mexico to some of our Texican friends who are celebrating. I don't know what Day of the Dead is. I
It's the
understand
whole
that.
Coco movie.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
I never saw that.
you saw Coco.
I did not see Coco. Don't tell me I saw
No,
Coco. I didn't see Coco.
I thought your son did, so I figured you might have caught it with him.
My kid, about 10 years old is when my kid graduated from needing to see all the animated stuff, and started to want to get into the more grown up movies. So, I think the last, I think
Well,
the
that would have
last,
been his Coco. I mean, Coco's been out
what it,
probably 4 years now.
he's probably seen it.
Yeah, no, I know he's seen it because they talked about it.
Oh,
Him and Dom did.
oh, he knows about it. All right. Well, I didn't see it with him. Coco, it's not a movie he ever wanted to see. Happy Day of the Dead. So what is Day of the Dead? If you saw the Coco movie,
Well,
explain.
what happens is they believe that there's a day when all the people that have left you come back. And so
Are they happy?
they put up memorials. Yeah, yeah, they put up memorials to these people, and then they believe that their spirit comes back on that day. And so they'll be around you. In the movie Coco was essentially they had to cross over, death and the lifeline, and it was,
I thought Coco was about chocolate. I just thought it was a kids movie about chocolate. I don't know.
no, no.
Kids like chocolate.
Guitar player, strumming the guitar, and then one guy gets killed, and it's a good plot.
Yeah, Leslie
Not
points
what
out
you
that
expect.
I am familiar with the Catholic version, or at least the white Catholic version, which is All Saints Day. I was just going to say that. It's also All Saints Day if you're Catholic and celebrating. So that's a thing. It's so Day of the Dead is just a less less aggressive way of saying All Saints Day, I guess, right?
Or a more aggressive way.
Oh yeah, more aggressive. That's what I
Right,
mean. Yeah,
right.
it's just a more aggressive, more in your face kind of way of saying All Souls Day. Let's see here. Happy Statehood Day to two of the most ridiculous states in the United States, and that is North Dakota and South Dakota.
Would they become states on the same day?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is a major scam. That is a major scam that was perpetrated against the greater American populace back in the day. These two territories, which should have been one state. See, there was this whole land grab going on back then, where like the big corporate interests wanted to buy up all this land, and there were limitations on the land that they could buy. So what they decided to do was, instead of making one state of Dakota, they cut it into two so that they would have 4 representatives in the Senate, so that they would have 4 votes to be able to do whatever the hell they wanted to do. So here we are in the year 2021, and we've got 4 United States senators representing like 15 people in both states. Meanwhile, California, with millions and millions and millions of American citizens being represented by 2 people. Yeah, no, don't get me started on North Dakota, South Dakota.
I see your point.
It's ridiculous. It's
Do they have the same rules in both North and South, or have they varied a little bit?
Nah, they're the same. They're exactly the same. They all vote the same. They're all crazy people who have no neighbors, who don't vote in the best interests of the rest of the urban populations of America. And they've screwed everything up for 100 years. Stupid states, North Dakota and South Dakota. Seriously, both of those states have like 800,000 people, 500,000 people. They're less than 2 million people in both states, and they have 4 senators.
Yeah, there probably needs to be a little bit of altering there.
Yeah.
The number of people seems like it should be more
Here's
more of a reason for you to get a representative than just the fact that you have a state.
Exactly. Hold on, wait a second. How many congressional districts in North Dakota? All right. No, that didn't work. Hold on. It said Hill.
What's the average amount of people
No, yeah. Well, I'm
in
betting
a congressional district in North Dakota?
I'm betting that there are more senators from North Dakota and South Dakota than there are congressmen. How many congressional districts are in North Dakota?
According to Wikipedia, following the 1960 census, 2 separate districts were created.
2.
In 1970,
Okay.
the second district was
Okay.
eliminated following the 1970 census, and
1.
a single at-large district was created.
Okay, so
In 1972, North Dakota has retained a single congressional district.
Okay, so North Dakota has 1 congressman and 2 senators. Are you kidding me? That is bullshit. That is congressmen who represent directly the population. There is 1 in North. Let's see South Dakota. Let's see. How many congressional districts are there in South Dakota? So there's 1 in North Dakota. South Dakota has 1. Okay, so there are 2 congressmen representing North Dakota and South Dakota and 4 senators. Man, our system is stupid. Our system is ridiculous. Those are big votes. Senators are bigger than congressmen. Those are big, influential votes. All right, but don't let me spoil your happy North Dakota, South Dakota day, the day you perpetrated one of the biggest frauds on the American people ever.
Wonder who thought that up.
The Rockefellers and and yeah, those people. They're the ones who went, how do we get way more power in Congress for a bunch of cows? Because that's really all that were there. It was a territory. And so they said, what if instead of we just turn the Dakota territory into one state, what if we make it 4 and then we can buy 4 senators? Ooh, good idea. Nobody was paying attention then. Doesn't matter. Fox News would have supported it anyway. If that had happened now, Fox News would have been totally in support of that. They love any. All right, we're not doing politics. I'm sorry. All right, let me see here since we're down. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on a second here. I just did something. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Let's see here. Also, I didn't find a food day today. I didn't find, yesterday was, I believe, cheese day. We had a very nice conversation about the power of cheese. I'm all for it. You're totally against it. You're anti-cheese, part of the
I
anti-cheese.
just don't. I think it needs to be a day shared with something else.
How do you feel about gerbils? Today is National Gerbil Day. Richard Gere is celebrating.
I heard that was a rumor.
Well, it probably is, but it's a fun one. So,
Well, gerbils.
Gerbils are just discount hamsters.
Yeah.
I said it. Hamsters are better than gerbils.
I don't really find, like, what do gerbils do out in the wild? Are they even out in the wild?
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, where would you find?
Here we go.
Here we go. This is the kind of stuff we learn on this show.
I've never seen a wild gerbil.
Gerbils. Ugh. Not Goebbels. It brought up Goebbels. It brought up one of Hitler's buddies. Okay. Boy, my sinuses must be. Gerbils. There we go.
I don't know. Now that I think about it, I haven't really seen any hamsters in the wild either.
Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, Mongolia. Yeah, they exist in the wild in Mongolia. And then they were bred in captivity as pets. It's a small rodent belonging to the subfamily of Gerbilinea. But you didn't know that. See, now you're learning a little something about gerbils. Their body size is typically, it doesn't matter, they're tiny, we know that. The animal is used in science and kept as a small house pet. Their use in science dates back to the latter half of the 19th century, but they only started being kept as pets in the English-speaking world after 1954 when they were brought to the United States. However, their use as scientific research has fallen out of favor.
Yeah, they seem like they're more after the mice now.
They're cute rats. That's what they are. Gerbils are cute rats.
Hamsters. Where do you find hamsters?
Yeah, don't you want to know about hamsters now? Oh, now I want to know about hamsters. Okay, hamsters. When is hamster day? All right. Hamsters are rodents, order Rodentia, belonging to the subfamily Chrysitanae, which contains 19 species classified in 7. They have become established as popular small pets. Best known species of hamster is the gold Syria. So they're native to Syria, whereas gerbils are native to Mongolia.
So if you go to Syria, you're going to see hamsters out in the street.
Yeah. I saw my grandpa do something with a hamster that I get your mind out of the gutter. This isn't a Richard Gere story. I'm talking about my grandpa. My grandpa brought a hamster back to life. It was dead. It was dead. He brought it back to life. He did it with Jameson and a heater. So here's what happened. So my Aunt Maggie had a pet hamster, and she left it in the basement when it got really cold in the winter. And then, as happens with kids, when the hamster isn't in their room, they lose interest in it because hamsters aren't a lot of fun. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of stuff you can do. So she left it down there, and it got really cold, and apparently it was frozen solid. And I remember I was staying at my grandma and grandpa's.
Solid? Like
yeah.
stiff?
Oh, stiff, like rigor mortis stiff. Like it was dead. Now, again, I was probably 5, so maybe it wasn't dead. Maybe it was just comatose. But that hamster was scooped up by my grandpa. He was put in front of the heat. They cranked the heat in the house up super high, and he held it there by the blower, coming out of the vents, the wall vents, the heat vents. He held it there and rotated it and massaged it, and then had a little eyedropper, and he was dropping little things of Jameson Irish whiskey into its mouth, and that damn hamster came back to life.
Wow,
Look,
you probably
I
woke it out of hibernation, like a kind of cold drunk.
Okay, maybe. But to my 5-year-old eyes, my grandpa resurrected something that was dead. So he went up even higher in my book of
Wow.
incredible things that my grandpa could pull off. He brought that hamster back to dead. And look, that hamster went on to live at least another couple of weeks before Georgie the dog caught it.
Oh boy.
And then there was no
So the hamster didn't have a chance to get addicted to the sauce?
no, that hamster was killed. They had a dog in that house that killed every rodent that girl brought in. I also remember a story about a hamster that I had. Hamster stories. That's what we do here at High Noon on Gerbil Day, because remember, gerbils are just lesser hamsters. My hamster got out of its cage. Oh, I had a cool ass habit trail. Do you remember habit trails?
Oh, the yellow tubes with the ridges in it?
Right, and they were like Legos or Lincoln Logs, whatever, for hamsters. So if you had a hamster, you could keep buying tubes and keep buying parts, and you could have this really extravagant.
Along
My
your walls?
Oh man, my hamster habit trail went along the walls all the way around my bedroom, and then it had a loop-de-loop thing. He never liked the loop-de-loop thing. He would always get to that and back off, so we had to take that out. It was like the world's coolest Hot Wheel track for hamsters. And
Mhm.
then he would I was so awesome. I had such a cool habit trail. Thanks, Mom. I had a really cool habit trail, and we kept adding pieces. And for like a couple of years, it was only like, what do you want for your birthday? Habit trail pieces. I've got to have the world's most extensive habit trail in my bedroom. Friends would come over and go, dude, your habit trail is badass. I'm like, I know. It was the only thing that I, had to go on back then. It was I identified myself as being
Yeah,
cool.
you'd buy the parts, you'd have to have, like, a left and a right, like a
Yep.
T, that
Mm-hmm.
look like a cross they could go through. I
Mm-hmm.
was always, like, concerned when you had multiple hamsters that you would what if one's going one way and the other one's going the other way, like, they were stuck. They had to, like, back up.
Yeah. I had now that I'm thinking about all the pets that I have, I had a couple of mice, and they died. I stayed over at a friend's house on a Friday night, and I came back on Saturday, and I was told that they were dead. And I was told some horrific story about some mice disease that they caught, like in the 12 hours I was gone. But what I think happened was, I think my mom's drunk boyfriend killed them. I think they were maybe making too much noise, chewing on stuff, and playing on their wheel, and I think
Ugh.
he killed them. That's just what I'm saying. Yeah, Mom, I think Ron killed my mice. That's all I'm saying. Or you, but I'd rather believe that he did it.
Do you have any cats or well, you're not a cat guy,
Never had
so
a
you didn't
cat.
have any pets that would have got to him?
No, no. Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that
What
I
about
also.
Georgie the dog?
Uh,
Once you get that hamster taste, you're looking for rodents.
Georgie was the rodent slayer. Yeah, Georgie had a number of rodent pelts on his wall. But the hamster that I had with the habit trail, I remember I took the habit trail apart and I didn't put it back together right. And the hamster got out, and the hamster got into the dishwasher, like crawled in through something.
Oh
And I
yeah.
remember my mom had to take the whole dishwasher apart, and there were parts everywhere. And we got him out of there. He was in there. He was way deep in there. We got him out of there. And then Georgie killed him shortly thereafter. Georgie the rodent slayer. So happy hamster and gerbil day. And I know it's only gerbil day, but like I said, gerbils are the lesser hamsters. All right, let's see. What else do we have going on here today? Oh, how about a moment of joy? Yeah, we can do that. Here, we got. Hey, by the way, what time is the Stone show tonight?
Juanes starts at 7:30.
Okay, and we've gotten that proven out. Juan S is the opening act. You've seen that?
Oh, James saw it on the Fair Park, I think it was site.
Okay. All right, what do you say we get started with a little something we like to call here on the show your moment of joy? It is a segment that we like to start out each and every show with, whether it be the high noon edition or the pillow talk edition. Just a little something. Last night's was great. Last night's was Alicia. Alicia drunkenly trying to do an apartment stunt where she was well, what she wanted to do was traverse the living room of her apartment using only bar stools as balancing, and there were 6 bar stools, and she didn't make it past the second one before
Yeah. Well,
before
it's kind of like a think of Frogger, and then you're using bar stools to get across your living room.
Yeah. This one here that I'm going to show you, it's a moment of joy because it's funny, but then I got a little bit of commentary about what happens on this. So all right. So here's the situation: a boyfriend decided to play a prank on his girlfriend. He wanted to make her think that when she came home from work, she walked through the door that he was making out with another girl. So let's look at what he did. Okay, here we go. Can we see this? Here we go. All right, let's just show this. Let me get the sound up. Can you see it? Are we good?
I can see it.
All
What's
right.
that long thing he's got like between his legs?
Yeah, that's the fake girlfriend. This thing right here.
Not that thing, like that white cord.
Oh, that looks like his sweatpants ties.
Huh.
Yeah, those are extra long sweatpants ties.
Man, he's like sweatpants ties hung like a horse ties.
So he's waiting for his girlfriend to come through this door right here, and this is going to pose as his phony girlfriend. Let's see what happens. Here we go. He hears her coming. She does not think. She jumps up. You're so retarded, she says. Come home to this mess. All right, one more time. Here we go. Now, look at this jump, though. Look at the way she plants the foot. Boom! That is a direct smack.
You like an MMA fighter?
Yeah, well, I don't know. She certainly does look like she's tried that a time or two. Look at this. Whoa. Boom. Okay. So that's fun, right? There's your moment of joy. That's kind of fun. Here's my problem with that.
Wow.
That chick is a psycho. That chick is an absolute psycho. That's her reaction to seeing him with another girl. It's not what the hell is going. Violence straight away. Massive. Kick someone in the head straight. That girl.
See, I don't have a problem with that.
What?
Like,
She
no, the first
behaved like a
move,
freak, like a
yeah,
violent
the first
criminal.
move, like I get that. Like, okay, you think he's making out with some chick, you're pissed, you're gonna take it to the next level. Okay, all that's good. It's when she figures out it's a dummy
Yeah,
she's not laughing at all, and she's like, I come home to that. Like, okay, I probably wouldn't want you coming home anymore.
Yeah, exactly. My point is that there are a lot of red flags with this girlfriend. There are a number of them. One, that her default setting is to kick someone in the head without even processing, without even fully understanding the situation.
What could be the other options? He's making out with his mom. He's making out with his sister. You don't need any other options.
Well, maybe you take a second, get a different view, and see that it's just a mannequin with a wig. I mean, that wasn't like a
Well,
very.
but then you're
lifelike
probably
person.
not going to get that like unguarded shot. Like, so I think in terms of
Okay,
like, you know, if you are going to go there, she used it to her advantage to not give them an attempt to get discovered. But once you figure out it's a dummy, I think your attitude needs to change quickly.
my problem is that she went there too quickly. Her hair trigger was set off way too easily. That girl is going to be problems in other regards down the road. That girl is going to go off. She's going to create scenes. That is an emotional cripple. That woman cannot process the world as it unfolds in front of her. She has one default setting, violence.
Well, okay, but what else could it be? Like, because she's quick to the trigger doesn't necessarily mean she's wrong.
Yeah, it does. The
Well,
way
okay,
she
so what would
reacted.
you do? In your case, what you're saying is if your dude's making out with another chick, there's never a time when you should use violence.
Yeah, I wouldn't go
Okay, well
violent. I'm
that's
not a
that's
violent guy.
that's your opinion. I know plenty of girls that if they saw you doing that in front of them, they would be violent.
Okay, and that is my opinion. And you are telling me that you know girls who would go there. Does the fact that they go there make them right? Make them emotionally stable people? No. That's my point. You don't go, you stand there and you go, "What the is this?" And then you yell and then you walk out. If it's real, if you're still under the belief that it's real, you walk out or you kick them out. You don't kick a stranger in the head. That's not your default setting. Violence. That's how people get shot and killed on the street.
Okay.
I thank you, Ross. That is unacceptable behavior. What's wrong with Eve thinking that's okay? You're justifying it because of familiarity, because you've dated freaky, crazy, violent women, and somehow you're trying to make your bad choices seem palpable, and they're not.
All right, what about the guy that's married? He comes home, he finds his wife in bed with some other guy and he shoots him. That's a crime of passion. He doesn't go to jail.
Of course he does. What are you talking about? Of course he
No.
does. What world
No,
do
it's
you live
like
in?
it's a
That guy goes
lesser
to jail
charge.
every time.
No. There's
You
like
think that in this country it is permissible to shoot a
I don't
man
think it's
because he's screwing your
permissible.
wife?
I don't think it's permissible, but there are plenty of times when that's happened and juries have, taken mercy on the dude.
Well, I would like to see proof of that. You can just say that all you want, but
It's
you better go do
manslaughter.
some
It's not like
research.
murder.
Whatever. You are not allowed to just murder somebody for having sex with your wife. First of all, it's your wife you should be upset with, not some dude who's just getting some.
All right, so
Who's
then
to
you
say?
kill her and it's still manslaughter.
Well, look, certainly it is more understandable killing her since she is the one who put you in this position. She is the one who did this, not him, not some just innocent dude who's banging your wife. Who's to say he even knows she's your wife? Who's to say that he even know? Come on, man, use your head. What world do you want to live in?
I'm living here where it happens.
You have dated some crazy strippers. That is what I'm taking from this. That you have dated some girls who were, their default setting was to be on pills and acting insane. That sounds like
Or
your form
Italian
of
girls.
or Italian girl.
Hispanic girls too.
Hispanic
Yeah, they got
girls,
some tempers, Latinos.
Italian girls. All right, so I actually have a pecking order here of the scariest girls that you can. First of all, the least
Colombian.
no, yeah, okay, well, yeah, anything Latino. I would make that, encompassing sort of, race, I suppose, of girls that are dangerous to date. We'll start out, though, I'll tell you the easiest to date, Jewish girls. They are a pain in the ass. They're complainers. They want things a certain way, but when shit goes down, they behave regular. They don't, they would not, a Jewish girl is not going to jump up on that thing. Here are the worst ones. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here are the worst ones. Okay.
All right.
Hispanic girls. Oh, they have tempers. Irish girls. Oh, don't even get started. They will throw down in a minute. Number one, Russian girls. Russian girls will murder you. Irish girls will punch you. Hispanic girls will stab you, but Russian girls will murder you in your sleep. Russian girls will act like everything is fine. They'll be mad at you. They'll mean mug you. They'll give you the silent treatment, and then they will kill you in your sleep.
Hmm. Where do you what facts do you state this from? Like anything factual? This just Pugs' opinion.
Well, I grew up around a lot of Irish girls with a lot of like cop dads and cop brothers and stuff, and they're just hard to handle. They have opinions. They have they're mouthy. Irish girls are, especially Southside Chicago Irish girls. Anybody who's watched Shameless, imagine dating Fiona Gallagher. I mean, she was hard to handle. That's pretty much on point for all the Irish girls that I've grown up around. They're rough. Oh, and don't get a redhead. A redheaded Irish girl will put you in your place. She will humiliate you, and then she'll beat the snot out of you because you can't fight back because she's got some big goon brother and a dad who's a cop. That's just exactly how it goes down. Hispanic girls, oh, because I've dated a number of Hispanic girls. I have seen Hispanic girls go absolutely insane. And Russian girls, I've just heard the stories. I've just heard the. And let's not forget, it was a Hispanic girl who cut off John Wayne Bobbitt's penis. That was Lorena Bobbitt. She was like, I don't know if she's from South America, I want to say. Maybe she was like Colombian or Brazilian. But yeah, those are the three most dangerous types of girls to date. The easiest girls to date, Jewish girls. I'm just saying, they're Jewish girls. They won't give you everything you want. That's the rumor on Jewish girls. You know what I mean? They won't do certain things, but they're at least controllable. They'll cry. They're the ones that
controllable. God,
well,
you're getting yourself in deep, dude.
Well, controllable in the sense that when bad shit happens, when you do them wrong, you don't have to worry about them doing it.
Take them to the mall.
Yeah, whatever. They'll get over it. They're okay. But again, when you sign up with a Jewish girl, they ain't doing everything. They ain't doing everything that a Russian girl would. See, that's the downside. A Russian girl will do all the stuff. A Russian girl will give you whatever you want. But I'll tell you, she'll kill you in her sleep. She will. That's my pecking order. Adam Morena says they'll nag you to death, according to pop culture. Who are we talking about?
Jewish girls.
Oh, Jewish girls. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I knew a couple Jewish girls growing up. That Jewish girls always tend to be very girly, like very, very girly. Very, ew, that's a spider. You know what I mean? Like very. That's kind of how they are. Although I could be wrong. Never dated a Jewish girl. Have you ever dated a Jewish girl?
I don't think so.
Would you got a problem with Jewish girls?
No, I just was thinking out loud, or not thinking quietly in my head, running through the inventory. I don't think so.
You ever dated a Russian girl?
No.
Man, I knew a Russian girl who scared the hell out of me. Ed, our guy Ed will back this up. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, maybe at this point. Ed ran some sex site with another guy. It was like in the early days of before OnlyFans. There was Ed in his sex site, and there were these girls. They rented like a place, and there were these girls, and they'd be in rooms. And dudes would then sign online, right? And they talk
chat room.
Like video chat, like early video chat room, like before they had the bandwidth thing all straightened out. I don't remember what it was called. He'll probably pop in with, unless he doesn't want me talking about it. If he doesn't want me talking about it, he could easily just pop in and say, "Don't talk about it." But there was a Russian girl there who was beautiful. But she shaved her head. This is how hardcore she is. She was like 1997, 1998. This girl like shaved her head bald, and she was beautiful. And she had to wear a wig when she was on camera because, American guys, they weren't really into that look.
She's doing the Sinead O'Connor?
Yeah, totally hardcore. And she was not like, I was fascinated by her because she was, she was from Russia. She was spoke broken English, but she was, there's a lot of downtime when dudes weren't checking in. I should point, I was the dude that was hired to stay there all night with him and just I don't know, I don't know what my job was.
Monitor the chat.
I guess
keep them in the house.
Not even that. I really don't know what. I guess they're just
make sure that they didn't pick the lock so they could get out of the sex house they were trapped in.
There just had to be a dude there. And I guess I was the dude. I was between radio jobs in Chicago. And so they hooked me up and they let me have that job. It was fun. I mean, I only did it for a couple of months. But I remember hanging out with her during the downtimes, this Russian girl. and she told me a story about why she came to America. And she was telling me about what her life was like wherever she was. She was like in the Ukraine or you know what I mean, Chechnya. She was like she wasn't from Moscow. She was like from one of the republics that after the Soviet Union fell, there was like a land grab and there were all kinds of civil wars and stuff. She told me a story about watching her brother and her dad get run over by a tank in the schoolyard while she was sitting in class looking out the window. And
Ouch.
I'm like, holy crap.
You don't recover from that.
This girl has seen some things. And then
Mhm.
she said that the reason she had to come, that this is boiling down to the story. The reason that she had to come to America, she had to get out of where she was because her boyfriend had joined the opposition and he disappeared and everybody thought that she had killed him. She killed him. I'm telling you, just from getting the story, she killed him. She didn't admit it to me, but she told the story about how she loved him and all of this stuff. And then suddenly here he is, he's fighting for like the other side, and the other side had run over her brother and her dad with a tank while she sat in school. She was like in high school. And then something happened to him. He disappeared, and everybody in the town said that she killed him and that they were coming for her. So she ended up, I think her name was Masha. I think that was her name. I don't know. But that's pretty much where my don't date a Russian girl comes from. They got stuff, man. And then they all said that I had killed him. And so I had to go work in the sex industry to raise enough money to come to America so that I could start a new life. Did you kill him? I am not going to talk about that. Did you kill him?
I'm not gonna talk about it.
I'm not going to talk about. They all said that I killed him, and look, I would have had reason to kill him. He turned out to be bad guy. But that is why I came to America. Did you kill him, Masha? It's like I kept asking her, did you kill him? And then she got mad. She gave me a look at one point after I kept pressing, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to ask that question anymore because she just gave me a signal that said she has
You're
killed
next.
and she will kill again. Yeah. All right. So there you go. Notice that I didn't include black girls in my list of scariest girls to date, although I know a lot of friends who have dated black girls who will tell you that they are also a scary variety of girl. I think that the next leg would contain Italian girls, black girls, and
Asian.
oh my God! Oh my God! You're absolutely right. I have heard stories about Asian girls. They flip out. Like
Yeah.
they're little, so they can't really do the damage that a big Russian girl can do. But man, yeah, I've heard that they're kind of spooky when you push them in the wrong direction. They get a little hardcore on you.
Triggered.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's get into some stuff that's trending here today. We did your moment of joy. It's election day. Election day is trending.
That was the moment of joy.
That was the moment of joy because it was funny, but also I had a bit of a take on it. I wanted to show the video. I figured, that'll fit right in with the moment of joy. Why not? It's election day. I guess the big election that everybody's following is the one in Virginia. I don't really care.
Here in HP, we're following the golden penny election.
What is the golden penny election here in the HP?
They're adding 4 cents to the property taxes, and those 4 cents are designated for teachers'
And
salaries.
And here in the 1%er neighborhood, there's a chance that's going to fail. Is that what we're worried about?
Well, you would like to think that
That it
people
wouldn't?
weren't going to make an issue over 4 cents being added to the property tax rate. It turns into this is what I thought was an interesting calculation when I went and voted this morning. That 4 cents turns into $5 million.
And again, there's a chance it could fail. Is that
No, I would hope it doesn't. We'll see. But I just when I went, we went to the but there were a lot of different wacky propositions. Like there
Oh, yeah.
were stuff about COVID and designating caretakers and not allowing them to change the rule. Like so many different propositions this morning, like about 8 or 9 or 10 of them.
Yeah, if you wanna hold that thought, Texas election is trending as well, and I've got a list of the things that are up on the ballot for, I mean, not necessarily any races, any major, races being decided, but there are a whole bunch of issues. Adam Reyna, says that he had a former roommate who was Russian, and she was crazy. She tried to sleep with me despite my girlfriend living there with us. She left us high and dry, skipped out on rent, and stole my bike. Yeah, that's that sounds like that checks out, man. That is a
Yeah.
crazy Russian
He
girl.
goes on to say he's glad he made her post 2 months rent up front.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, the stealing of the bike really tips it over. It's like she could have done all that other stuff, but then she had one last thing she needed to do, and that
Couldn't
was
sleep
just
with him, so she took his bike.
steal the bike. There you go. All right. What else is trending here? Oh, this is something that's trending. This could be a little bit of fun. Pineapple Express is trending. And I didn't know why it was trending, so I clicked on it, and now I know why it's trending. Are you familiar with the film Pineapple Express? Seth Rogen, James Franco. I want to say
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
It's a stoner movie.
it's a great movie. It's a very funny movie, and I will go to my grave saying that that is James Franco's finest work. James Franco as the super stoner is really funny in that movie. He is that is Spicoli territory that James Franco pulls off in that movie. He's terrific, really funny. But the reason the Pineapple Express is trending is because somebody, a blue check with a lot of sway apparently on Twitter and certainly influencing the trends, he asked the question on Twitter, rank these movies in order. Pineapple Express, The Hangover, or Step Brothers. Have you seen all three of these movies?
Is Step Brothers the one with Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
No. Step Brothers is John C. Riley and Will Ferrell.
Uh, maybe I don't remember. Is he that's the guy with the curly hair?
John
Kind of
C.
weird.
Riley, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
He
Yeah,
was in
I've seen
Boogie
all three of
Nights.
them. Then. Yep, yep,
Okay.
yep.
So there is no real winning order to these, although Step Brothers is also trending, but Pineapple Express was trending first, and there's no reason to go through all four or all three of them. So here's how I would order these comedies as far as greatness. I would go Hangover at number 3. And again, I know we live in a zero-sum world. Hangover is a historic, iconic, hysterical comedy. Okay? Doesn't just because I'm ranking it third doesn't mean that I hate Hangover. We live in this world where, if you have to rank, ice cream, which all ice cream is good, you have the chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry. If you make strawberry last, why do you hate strawberry? I don't hate strawberry. I like strawberry. I'm just ranking them in order. You know what I mean? Or if you had to rank your kids, if you had 3 kids, I don't hate my youngest child. I just had to rank them in order. Not that anyone should ever rank their kids. So here's the order that I would put them in, okay? I would put them in Hangover at number 3, Pineapple Express at number 2, and Step Brothers at number 1. Because although I saw Step Brothers years ago when it came out, I recently watched Step Brothers again with my son. Don't ever sleep on Step Brothers. That is one of the funniest movies I have ever seen. And when you see it again, like I saw it, 20 years ago when it came out, and I just recently saw it, it has as much pop cultural sway as far as things that people say, lines from the movie, phrases that have made its way into the natural everyday lexicon that you don't really recognize until you see the movie again and go, oh, that's where that comes from. Oh my God. People say that all the time. Step Brothers, and by the way, let me just put it this way, has stood the test of time. And now here we are 20 years later. Whoa, does that movie have a pedigree now? I mean, back then it was just some unknown filmmaker, comedy writer making. That's Adam McKay. probably the most highly regarded filmmaker of serious drama and balls to the wall comedy that there has been in Hollywood in the last 20 years. Adam McKay is a genius. And that was an Adam McKay movie. And Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. I mean, come on. They went on to do Talladega Nights, Shake and Bake. You know, I mean, those guys are just funny together. So I give, does Adam, what, Adam? Adam says Step Brothers, Hangover, Pineapple Express, but they're all good.
So he flip-flop your 2 and 3.
Yeah, I go with Step Brothers. You should watch Step Brothers with Dom. I think he'd like it. I mean, it's not scary. Dom likes scary movies. Dom likes, but I think you guys would really enjoy it. It is so funny. The premise is that John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell are two 30-something losers who never left home, and their parents marry each other. So they have a Brady Bunch situation.
Yeah, I remember it now. I would actually rank them Pineapple Express 1, Hangover 2, and Step Brothers 3.
Then I think you need to see Step Brothers.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I might need to see it over again. But yeah, that would be my ranking.
Netflix recently put Step Brothers up because when I had to see it with my kid like a month or so ago, I think I had to buy it. I think I had to buy it on Amazon Prime or something. But now it's on Netflix. It's up there so you can watch it. God, that is a funny movie. Yeah, every time we're out at the lake, and I see like a group of people on a party barge going out somewhere, I always say, "Oh, it must be the Catalina wine mixer." and anybody who knows Step Brothers goes, "That's funny." That's a big thing. You have the voice of an angel, and I'm not just saying. Come on, it's a funny movie. I could do Step Brothers lines all day. All right, so there you have it. That's why Pineapple Express is trending. Yahoo is trending today. Yahoo has decided that they are going to shut all of their service down in China. They ain't dealing with the Chinese is no more. They're done.
Interesting.
Wasn't even 100% sure Yahoo was still a thing. I mean, who uses Yahoo? Who doesn't, Remember the commercials? They were everywhere. Yahoo really about 15 years ago made a huge push to be bigger than Google, and it didn't work. and now it's like, now whenever I get a Yahoo page, I'm like, what is this bullshit? Have I been hacked? Is this a bug? Why am I getting a Yahoo page? But they're shutting down all their service in China. They've had enough. They don't want to have anything to do with China. I don't know what they're trying to do. My search engine of choice, though, is Bing. Oh, boy. Pugs, what's wrong with you? What are you, a moron? I prefer Bing. Bing is MSN's, Microsoft's version of Google. And here's why I prefer it. Anytime I show pictures on this show from like an image search,
right?
Google's pictures are always off to the side, and there's a whole lot of it's too much going on. Bing presents their pictures just just big in the center. You can make them larger. You can show them. So whenever I'm looking for pictures of something online, my default now is go straight to Bing because Bing has better images. I don't know about search returns. I still use Google for that. It's like if hamsters and gerbils, like I just did, I use Google. But if any kind of video or any kind of like pictures or anything like that, yeah, I go straight to Bing.
See, I knocked Bing off of my choices. They got it for some reason. I kept on getting them like thrown in my face every time I would like do something on my phone. Do you want to use Bing? You want to use Bing? And then finally, I think I got one of those. Okay, if you forever want to ban Bing from coming up in this thing, just like, so I don't see Bing anymore. Yeah, I was seeing them all the time though for a while, like trying to replace my Google search with Bing.
Yeah, you use Windows, and Windows is Bing is part of Windows. So once you go to Bing, they'll give you that thing that says, "Would you like to make Bing your default?" Or whatever. And
I think I hit the no, never show me this again, and Bing's been gone now for a while.
I like Bing for its searches. I mean, every morning I use MSN, Bing, Google, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff.
What about that DuckDuckGo? Do you ever try that?
No, I don't even know what that is. I mean, I've heard of it, but
they supposedly don't pay attention to what you like search.
Yeah, I don't care.
And so they don't care. So then they won't send you follow-ups to your search. So you're like flooded with, advertisements.
And I'm not searching anything weird. I mean,
Well, but weird or not, like it is a pain in the ass sometimes. Like, okay, you went and you looked for, Doc Martens, and now you keep on getting things thrown to you about different shoe. Timberland's now sending you shoes, and this one, and
so the pop-ups and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Those, look, we all like them, but my privacy is being, if I searched mattresses once 3 weeks ago because I was wondering what they cost, and now I get nothing but mattress ads pop. That doesn't bother me. I think it's kind of funny. I think it's, when I see the ads, I try and remember, what did I search that got me Mongolian walking sandals? You know what I mean? Like, what was I looking at that returned this in my, and also, can't you just use incognito mode? Isn't that something?
Yeah, I got enough trouble using normal mode.
I
It's like adding another layer of secrecy to my not knowing what I'm doing in normal. I'd be lost. They should send me like ads for need to learn how to use the internet.
yeah, well, that's very interesting for you and I. You and I and people of our age group and maybe a little bit younger and certainly a little bit older. We never learned how to use the internet. Like the way my son learned how to use the internet. It was a school thing. They taught him how to download stuff. They showed him how to upload. They showed him how to do all that stuff. You and I, the internet was thrown on us when we were fully grown, fully functioning adults. And what we learned how to do what we needed to do from moment to moment, right? I mean, it's like, okay, so I need to learn how to browse something on
Glad
Google.
you think you learned.
Well,
I
no,
still am. I got no clue.
well, you can check email. These are
Yeah,
the
like
things
I
we
can
learned
check
out of
email, but
necessity.
like the most idiotic thing that comes up on my phone that I say yes to every time, and I still am gonna like I think I got this treasure trove somewhere. It says, "Would you like to download this to your phone?" And like I download it to my phone. And
Well,
then it'll come back up again. Would you like to download this to my phone? Well, of course, I'll
no,
download it to my phone.
no, I never download
And
anything that pops up on my
and
phone
well, but
unless it's
like
from AT&T.
or
Unless
it's
it's
a document that I got to open that's in an email or something like that. And so I'll say, would you like? So I download this to my phone. Can somebody, and I hate to admit this right now, this show you how dumb I am. I don't know where the hell they're downloaded to. I don't know. Like, I need the app to come up after, like, because there's something where it says, would you like to download it? And I download it. And then after I download it, then the app will pop back up and it says use once or use always. I never choose the always because I'm afraid of, like, well, maybe I'm going to need that other app.
you know the
So
little you know
I
the
hit
little gear
use
wheel?
once only.
You know the little gear wheel?
Yeah.
Okay,
For
I
settings.
I find that if you just poke around in there for if you got like 90 minutes, just poke around in there, you'll stumble across almost
No,
everything that you
dude, you
need in
can
there.
do real damage in there. Like I got in there one time not knowing what I was doing. And,
Yeah,
and there's like things
you
you can
canceled
do.
your cable subscription.
Well, no, like you can like erase stuff that you like think is on your phone and it's no more there. You can like reset. Like I got in there one time in the settings and like I was at the Apple store. Well, that's back when I had an Apple. I don't I switched, and that's the other thing too, is I kind of switched midstream and I went over to this whatever the new Android. And
Mhm.
so now I'm on Android. I don't know. It's just I'm a mess. Like, that's why I need Ed.
Look at Jeff
Like,
Glenn. Look at Jeff Glenn trying to scoreboard. Jeff Glenn, you're just like us. You can't be that much more advanced than we are.
where is the download? Tell me where the download folder is on my phone.
Well, here, let me show you. Not
Do you have an
here,
Android?
yeah, I do have an Android. Okay, so when I download something to my
Okay.
phone, okay,
Yeah.
so at the very top, you see your phone, see where it says the time, probably in the upper left corner,
Of
very little.
course. I
Okay,
got that.
now up in that area, in that top very small, which would be the first bar, area, right? If you're going to put maybe you got a Facebook thing there, maybe there's a couple of other
I
icons
got
there.
nothing. I got a time and that's it.
So you don't have, okay, see where this is not going to work. This is not fun for anybody. Anyway, up there, when you download something, you'll see a little arrow. If you're an Android guy, you'll see a little arrow pointing down and it will be sort of flashing. It'll be moving, right? So all you need to do is just swipe down on that and then you'll see what you've downloaded. And then I just click it. I just click it right there.
This is a whole new. This is like a podcast right
Yes,
here.
it is.
Pugs
Dude,
and Aim will learn how to use their Android phones.
Dude, that's totally a YouTube channel. We've got millions and millions of oldsters checking us out. They'll get a new phone. They'll Google search, how do I use my Android phone? And it will come up. Well,
One of the
we'll
dumbest
need Ed.
decisions
We'll
I
need Ed
ever.
for this.
Yeah.
He's got to be with us.
One of the dumbest decisions I ever made was I remember like when I had an assistant and they were like bringing computers and we did a computer in my office and I was like, why the hell am I going to learn how to use that thing? I'm going to have an assistant. And so
Right.
I'll just let them use the computer. Now
Right.
I don't have an assistant anymore. And computers are kind of pretty much gone by the wayside because you can do everything you need to do on your phone. And I'm just clueless. But there used to be, like, I thought there was something on my phone that said downloads, but nope, there's not an app anymore that says that.
Well, just at the top, look, once the download is complete and it goes away because I've cleared all my notifications, then it's lost forever. You're right. I don't know how to go into my phone and find stuff that I've downloaded. But in the moment while it's downloading, I keep an eye on that.
Yeah, like I can, if the app comes up after I've downloaded and then it asks me, do you want to open it? And then it'll have like a couple choices of ones to open it. And it'll say just once or always. I always choose just once because I don't know if I'm going to need the other style app.
I'll never forget, in the mid 1980s, I had to choose an elective business course in high school. And my choices were introductions to computers or typing. And I remember thinking, computers are for nerds, but typing's a skill. So I took typing.
Business machines.
Right. What a moron I was. What a short-sighted moron I was. Typing. Hey, at least I know how to type. And then I got like a D in that class because typing was boring.
Yeah, I remember there was business machines. Those were like it was like typing, adding machines,
Calculator.
the check thing, where you're the credit card, you swipe over that, like all these different devices. None of them exists anymore.
April's saying that we sound like grandpas.
Yeah, well,
do?
we are
Whatever.
of age.
Hey, if you want to talk about 70s sitcoms, who you coming to, April?
Okay.
Grandpa. We can tell you all about that.
You can find your downloads on your Android device in My Files app called File Manager on some phones, which can find the device app drawer. All right, so I'm going to go into settings.
Now is not the time.
Well, you can talk. I can figure it out.
No, how about not being distracted while you're sitting here co-hosting with me?
Okay. I'm just looking here. There's nothing in here that says downloads.
All right, so here's something that's trending today. Luciferase. Okay, I'll spell it for you. Luciferase. Luciferase.
A devil saying?
Oh, let me tell you. Oh, apparently one of the vaccines, I think it might be Moderna, it has something called luciferase in it. And let me tell you, the QAnon weirdos, they have really drilled down on the Lucifer part of that word. They have really, and it's trending, and it's because it is now, according to this whack job portion of Americans, it is proof positive that the devil is directly involved in the dispensing of these vaccines, that this is a devil thing, and it's trending, and it's all these stupid people with blue checks who appear on OAN and Fox News saying proof positive that the devil is involved in the vaccine. I mean, my God. So let me explain to you what luciferase is, because although there are a lot of evil blue checks who are trying to, manipulate people, poor gullible people, into thinking that the devil made the Moderna vaccine or whatever. There are also a number of blue checks who have things like doctor in front of their name, or in their bios they are physicists.
Yeah, you get a group of them out there
uh,
saying there's something wrong with the vaccine,
Well, no, they're
and
not the ones. They're the ones that are yelling at all the people who are saying that because it contains luciferase, that it is the mark of the devil. That it is, yeah, as Jeff says, the mark of the beast. So here is how I learned. All right, so what is luciferase? First of all, it's very common. Okay, it's not just in the vaccine. It is, in fact, in the world at large. It is the biochemical that allows lightning bugs to light up their butts. Oh, so they're tracking us. That's what it is. They're putting this in our system and they're tracking it. The devil is tracking us. Luciferase, generic term for class of oxidative enzymes that produce a bioluminescence, first used by Raphael Dubois, invented the word luciferin and luciferase for substrate and enzyme respectively. Now, here's the thing. Because we're stupid and nobody speaks Latin anymore, they don't know what the definition of Lucifer is. Okay. All we know is that, my evangelical, whatever, Lucifer, that's bad. That means bad. Do you know what Lucifer means in Latin?
I'm guessing the devil.
So something bad? Yeah, no, you'd be wrong. The literal translation of Lucifer in Latin is light bearer. Light bearer. So that's why the chemical that lights up a firefly's butt is called luciferinase or luciferin or whatever. But, truth and science and learning stuff has been completely overwhelmed by some dude on Sunday standing in a pulpit telling everybody that Lucifer. Now, I don't know why the name Lucifer has because doesn't that seem like the wrong name for the devil?
Yeah.
Well, before they called him Lucifer, the word was bearer of light. So I don't know.
Wow, dude.
So there you go. So now you know Lucifer means light bearer, and luciferase, which, we might have this conversation at Thanksgiving. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Better start taking notes and putting them in your phone now, because am I having Thanksgiving with you? You having it here?
Yeah, we're having it here.
Oh,
Oh my God, dude. I just cracked the code. I
You've been
got
able to
into my
download stuff?
downloads.
Good for you. Good for you.
August 24th of 2019. I haven't been here since then.
Okay. So here is something else that is trending today. Poison air. Poison air is trending today. This is in relation to a ProPublica report that states that the EPA has something that they call sacrifice zones, where polluters are allowed to expel poisonous gases in certain neighborhoods. And can you guess the color of the people who live in those certain neighborhoods?
Yeah, they're going to be outside the metropolitan areas.
It ain't here. No. In fact, they are in the inner city. These pollution zone, these what they're called
Really?
sacrifice zones. The report from ProPublica focuses on an inner city neighborhood in Baltimore that was the first to be deemed one of these sacrifice zones, where the EPA they don't really care all that much about enforcing the air standards in this area. And the claim is, well, that's because these are where the factories are, and we have to make allowances for the areas directly
Oh, because the
surrounding these
factories are
factories.
already built there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So well, we can't really the smokestacks. We can only enforce these EPA laws downwind, 20 miles or whatever. It's really difficult for us to tell these currently functioning factories that they can't put out anything. Certainly, if you live in a housing project that is right across the street from a plastics manufacturer in Baltimore, you're just going to have to deal with the bad air and the high cancer rates. And there is a name for them. The EPA has a secret file. The name for them are sacrifice zones, and people are going nuts. And again, ProPublica is the only people reporting this right now, but they broke the story, so we'll see where this goes. But
So
that's
if you live in that neighborhood, I'm assuming you shouldn't pay any taxes.
makes sense to me, right? And it seems to me if you live in those neighborhoods, you might maybe get a monthly check for your
Yeah,
troubles.
right,
You
right.
know?
Like you should maybe
Yeah.
collect
Oh, yeah. They ain't doing that
versus
though.
pay.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
But I
It ain't
think at least you wipe the slate clean and go, okay,
right.
if you live here, no taxes.
Yeah,
'Cause I mean,
I mean,
like, if their air looks that crappy, what's their water got to look like?
well, yeah, who knows, right? I mean, all right, so that's why poison air is trending.
You
Uh,
can't cremate somebody within the city limits.
oh really?
Yeah, so like, would you be allowed to open up a crematory inside a sacrifice zone?
Oh, maybe I don't know. Yeah, well, I didn't know. You contend that you can't. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that. So
Yeah, well, remember when I had to take the dog, I had to drive out to like outside the Dallas City, like Forney area, I think,
yeah, yeah.
or was it just outside maybe Rockwall? But yeah,
Whew.
you're not allowed to cremate people within the limits, city limits.
All right, JFK Jr. Here we go. Let's get into this. JFK Jr. is trending today. The long dead son of JFK, President of the United States, assassinated right here in our fair city of Dallas. JFK Jr. You've seen this guy, right? You know the guy that. Are you familiar with the JFK Jr. story?
Yeah,
The
he flew and he didn't know what he was doing. He got kind of caught up in the fog, didn't
right,
know how to pay attention to the devices, made a
yeah.
maneuver that was entirely wrong.
But you
And
know
him
about
and
how
his
he's
model chick girlfriend crashed, and then
yeah,
they found him.
yeah, just another terrible Kennedy family tragedy.
Accident.
Thing.
And he was missing a limb before that, right?
No,
I thought he had a leg off.
no, no.
No.
He was like America's most eligible bachelor. You can't be America's most eligible bachelor with missing a leg. No, he
No,
was.
I thought he had like a leg accident or something. He was a skier with I thought I remembered him
No,
skiing.
no,
He
no,
hit
no, no. Yeah, no, no. That's like a couple of months later, another Kennedy, one of Bobby Kennedy's kids, killed himself by running into a tree on a
Oh no,
ski.
I was there in Aspen when that happened. He
Oh,
came
you
to
were?
when I had my tibia plateau fracture. He was at the same hospital. I went to bed, got surgery, woke up, and there were all these TV trucks like out in the parking lot. I was like, "What the hell's going on?" And they're like, "Kennedy crashed into a tree and killed himself,"
Yeah, he
and he
died.
was
Well,
outside the Aspen Valley Hospital.
he didn't kill himself. I mean, the tree
Well,
killed
I mean, he was playing football and
right? Yeah,
he hit the tree backwards,
that's the
split his
story.
head open.
They
Yeah.
were slaloming down the tree as rich people want to do, and they were playing catch with. They had a milk jug filled with water, and it had frozen, and it was very heavy. And they were sort of playing like playing catch with it like a football. And he turned to catch it, and thwap went right into a tree at like ski speed. I don't know. I don't know how fast he was going, but it was enough that killed him. I believe that's very similar to the way Sonny Bono died.
Well, that was the year that parabolic skis came out. I think we talked about this before. They
Yeah.
changed the design of the skis. And so parabolic skis had like kind of a bevel on the end and a bevel on the other end. So they were wider at the top and wider at the bottom and skinnier in the middle. And what it allow you to do, it allow you to carve the snow. And so you could turn easier.
Okay.
And so because you were able to turn easier, you would go faster. And people weren't making good decisions while skiing because they were going faster. And so that year we had Sonny Bono, we had Doak Walker, there was one other person.
Wait. Doak Walker, the old SMU football guy?
Mhm.
He died on skis?
He had a skiing accident, hurt himself really bad or died, I don't remember. And then Kennedy. And so there were like 3 people all in that year that the parabolic skis came out.
Well, here's the good news about JFK Jr. JFK Jr. is apparently not dead, and he's a Trump supporter, and he has been showing up at these QAnon.
And you're sure he had all his legs? For some reason, I remember him not having.
How do I even ask that to Google? I mean, how do I even? Okay, so here's
There was a Kennedy, I thought, that lost his leg below his knee or something.
Did JFK Jr. have all his limbs? Well, but now it's going to talk about the plane crash. Yeah, no, he did. No one in the chat room is saying
he's the one. He's the one that ran the magazine, right?
Yeah, George. Yeah. And
Okay.
and the one that everyone believed was going to have quite the career in politics once he decided to get serious with his life. And everybody thought he was getting serious with his life when he married Carolyn Bissett, I believe was her name. Yeah.
I'll ask Google, was there a Kennedy that was missing a leg?
Okay. Hold on.
I don't know why that's in my head.
All right. So at any rate, we don't have to worry about it because the real JFK Jr. is alive. He's well, and he'll be in Dallas today. He's going to be speaking at this QAnon. Where is he? Oh my God, I can't find him now. How can JFK Jr. QAnon not return the crazy QAnon guy? I want to see this guy. Oh, here he is. Okay. These QAnon people are hysterical. All right, so according to QAnon, JFK Jr. is still alive, and he's one of the, he's probably the top guy now that the QAnon shaman is behind bars. He goes to all of the QAnon events, and he presents himself as the son of President Kennedy. He presents himself as JFK Jr. He's not dead. I'd really love to see an interview with this guy, but I don't think he gives many interviews. I don't think he's looking for people to truly dig down because he's got himself an easy mark in the QAnon audience. They just, hi, I'm JFK Jr., but I thought yous was dead. No, I'm not. I'm actually here and I'm a Trump supporter. Hey, JFK Jr.'s alive and he's a Trump supporter. I mean, that's pretty much all he needs to do, right?
Yeah, there was a Kennedy that had a leg missing.
Which one? Yeah, but it wasn't JFK Jr.
No, Ted Kennedy Jr. had a prosthetic fitted in Oklahoma City.
Okay, well, there you go.
And he lost his leg to bone cancer.
So here, let's
when he was 12.
He's coming to Dallas, JFK Jr. He's going to speak at the QAnon convention, and there he is. Okay, so on the left, we see the person that we all know to be the child of Jackie Kennedy Onassis and President John Fitzgerald Kennedy. This is the guy we know. Look at him. Look at that handsome son of a bitch. Seriously, you're a Kennedy and you look like that. That's this dude. This is the guy going around.
That's who come on.
That's him. This is, well, come on, really? You find it hard to believe that Q people are stupid? I mean, they don't even have the same nose, man. This guy's nose is complete. Well, it's from the plane crash. He survived it, and then he was taken to a lab on an island where he was regenerated, and now he's a Trump supporter. I mean, really?
My God, people.
Hold on. Oh, this is good. Should we click on this? Why some QAnon believers think JFK Jr. is still alive. Let's click on it. Well, why not?
Clovis said he looks like me in a hat.
No. First of all,
he's better looking than I am.
First of all, no, he isn't. This guy has never been this guy, okay? This does not turn into this after 20 years. I'm sorry, it's just not genetically possible. There is no way this, you know what this turns into? This turns into George Clooney. This turns into a gray hair. You know what I mean? This turns into 60-year-old Cary Grant. This does not become
Yeah,
this.
I mean, the only way, yeah, it either gets really better or really worse. Like Val Kilmer,
Oh, well,
okay,
but he's got
went
medical things.
well, but before he had medical things, like he just took a bad, like hard turn.
Medical
You
cancer,
know,
multiple
Linda
surgeries.
Evangelista, another hard turn. You know, but
Not
there's like,
terrible, though. Not terrible. Maybe
uh,
not terrible. Linda
not a
Evangelista is still
Linda.
pretty. Not supermodel pretty, not getting work, but she's still a pretty woman for her age.
Yeah, but no, I'm with you though. Like, no, that Kennedy Jr. would still be like, Robert Redford.
Yes, exactly. Kennedy Jr. would be like George Clooney's age. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it's not like he spent the last 20 years living in rural Ohio. I mean, he would have still been JFK Jr., married to the former PR executive at Calvin Klein. He's not looking like that dude.
Bring that guy up on the screen again. Let's see.
All right, hold on. Here we go. I thought you were putting your glasses on, Grandpa, to get a really good look at him.
I just want. All right, hold on a minute. Hold on, I'll be right back.
You're gonna try and mimic the look. All right. Well, hold on. While he's doing that, I'll read you why Q people think that that's JFK Jr. This week marks 22 years since John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr.'s plane was pulled out of the Atlantic Ocean. The anniversary of the crash that killed him, his wife Carolyn, and his sister-in-law Lauren Bissett is a somber milestone for the Kennedy family. For some, is he back? Is he wearing a hat? Okay, wait.
All right, let's see.
Let's go back up to
There we go.
There you go. How's that? Yeah, no, you're
Yeah, there's
wearing.
something there. I mean, I get like a.
You got that hat is more of like a Dr. Funkenstein hat. That's not really the same kind of. You need like a total douchebag fedora to pull the. There is something there though. No, now that I really take a look at it, there is something there. All right.
There is a little something there.
Nah, but trust me when I tell you, and I'm not. Look, there you go. Yeah, you gotta put that at. You gotta go down to AT&T Plaza. You gotta go down there, and you gotta claim to be the real, and stand next to the guy walking around claiming to be JFK Jr. and just start yelling things like, "No, I'm the real JFK." Just challenge his claim to being the real guy.
I just gained about 100 pounds more than him,
Oh
but
my
yeah.
God, that is awesome. That is awesome. All right. So for some QAnon true believers, however, the son of the 35th president of the United States not only survived the tragedy, but is poised to make a dramatic return to public life. Again, this guy is not poised for anything other than maybe prison. A bizarre theory has emerged suggesting that the accident was just a ruse to fake his own death, and that he will reemerge, perhaps as an early next month to join reinstated President Donald Trump as vice president. This makes no political sense. JFK Jr. was a progressive. He was like, oh God.
It's like you don't even know where to begin to
I
start
don't.
unshoveling the shit in this thing.
I thought Kennedy was the enemy of the Trump types, right? Kennedy is not MAGA friendly. JFK, oh God.
Well, even the
What is
Kennedy that's like in the Congress or whatever, like he's anti-Trump.
Yeah, he's not into Congress. He's just a crazy fringe Kennedy. Oh no, you're talking about there's one that's anti-vax, but the anti-vax guy is also anti-MAGA. He's just crazy. He's the one that talks like this because he's had some kind of vocal.
I almost feel like they make it so out there that when you try to explain it, you are so frustrated because it's so nonsensical that you just quit.
Right.
And then like, because you don't have a response or you're not even gonna like just drop to like undoing all the wrongs of it, it just continues on. It almost feels like you're quitting on killing the conspiracy because it's so out there. I don't know. It's just
Here's the thing.
it wears you out, dude.
They lean into the belief that so crazy, it's true. Well, why is that so? Well, it's so crazy because they had to make it so crazy so that no one would ever figure it out. You're just going to dismiss it as being crazy, and then they're going to be able to work clandestinely and get whatever. No, 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 no. Sometimes shit is just so crazy that it's freaking crazy. And by the way, this is not politics. Oh, I thought you were. I am not going to dignify QAnon by claiming that they're mainstream politics. QAnon is for weirdos. You're a weirdo and a stupid person if you believe in. This is not to say that that's the same as MAGA. I know plenty of MAGA people who think this QAnon nonsense is absolutely moronic. So MAGA is political. Not going to go into that kind of stuff. Not going to go into AOC. That's political. Not going to go into Sleepy Joe Poopy Pants Biden. That's political. Not going into that. Fuck you. QAnon is just for dumb people. Dumb, crazy people who need to be on their meds. And unfortunately, there is a shit ton of us out here in America. Us, I shouldn't say us. I would never in a million years have believed that a batshit crazy thing like QAnon could take the roots that it did. And we should all be fucking scared, man, because this guy is not JFK Jr. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Nope.
I just went into a rant, and that's not a political rant. If you think that was a political rant, you're a fucking moron. I mean, right?
So dude, I don't even know how to start on this one. The other one that I'll bring up that'll probably get you in there. Have you heard about this Let's Go Brandon?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. That is political. Yeah, that's not, I get what that is. That is not QAnon. That
No, I know that's not QAnon. I just wondered if you had heard about it.
yeah. Whatever. They're gonna have their little. I don't care. It doesn't matter. This is fucking crazy, man. Look at this guy. This guy is not JFK Jr. You're stupid and not a serious person if you think this is JFK Jr.
Well, I mean, he should be able to prove it by DNA.
Oh, he ain't gonna do that.
Well, of course.
Emil, no, he won't. Oh, you don't think the doctors that do the DNA test aren't going to be a part of the deep state? See, at every reasonable response to this lunacy, they have an even more lunatic explanation as to why your reasoning is not applicable. Whatever you want to believe, you can believe, because anybody who says, well, that's not true, it didn't rain yesterday. Oh, that's what the deep state wants you to. Deep state, deep. You know what I mean? I mean, there is no truth anymore. People not all people, crazy, ridiculous, stupid, poorly informed, and undereducated Americans who want to believe crazy shit are delving down these QAnon holes where Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson are mass producing child porn out of their garage. I mean, by the way, saw an interview yesterday with Alec Baldwin answering questions to some reporters outside of his Connecticut home. He is not in jail in Santa Fe County, New Mexico. I know you all reported it. I know a bunch of you believed it. It wasn't true then, and it's not true now. But look at this guy. Come on. I mean, come on. One guy is super hot. The other guy is super not. What are we doing here? All right, let's go back to finding out why QAnon people are. Will Sommer, author of the upcoming book, Trust the Plan, The Rise of QAnon and the Conspiracy That Reshaped America, and a longtime observer of the conspiracy theory, estimates that about 20% of Q followers believe in JFK's reemergence. So remember now, QAnon people believe that JFK didn't die and he's going to reemerge and he is going to replace Mike Pence as Donald Trump's vice president, even though there is nothing in the political history of the Kennedy family that suggests that they are even remotely in league with the methodology or ideology of MAGA. But hey, let's just go with it. QAnon itself is obviously pretty dangerous. It's hard to say whether the people who believe the JFK Jr. conspiracy are more dangerous than the QAnon people who don't, he told The Independent. Part of the problem, just like with any QAnon belief, is that it's so bizarre that it alienates people from their friends and family. All right. Yes, I will tell you flat out that if I learn that any of my friends are QAnon people who believe that dude is JFK Jr., I'm not talking to you anymore. Luckily, I haven't been pressed into action on that. I can't. You can't. How can you and I have had this conversation? I cannot waste what little time I have left on this spinning blue marble with people who I have zero respect for. I can't. I can stand in line behind them, at Starbucks or something, but I cannot have one moment of intellectual conversation, one moment of normal discourse with somebody who is spinning off the rock with beliefs like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I
just don't even know how to respond. I don't even know how to respond.
It is, right? It's all right. All right. Well, let's be done with this. I can't handle that anymore. I can't handle that JFK Jr. is trending because a bunch of morons think that he's actually going to show up in Dallas. That dude though, can I just tell you something? If when all the dust settles, if it turns out that dude's just like a stand-up comic or just like some dude who went, I got a crazy ass. I was going to start going to these QAnon things and telling people that I'm JFK Jr. And then they believed him. I mean, honestly, if that guy breaks bad with QAnon after all of this and puts a book out, he'll be my hero. He'll have perpetrated the greatest prank on stupid people that has ever been done.
I mean, we need to forget him showing up at the memorial, like at the plaza. Like, where is he staying?
A funky ass Motel 6.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, if he's JFK Jr., he's probably at the Crescent or the Mansion or the Jewel, or Four Seasons out maybe in like he's got to be at one of the 5-star hotels.
He ain't staying in Irving.
Right.
Taking an Uber.
I mean, it's not like even follow him from the plaza to where like he's staying. And then that'll probably put an end to the spoof right there.
No, it won't. Because they'll go, well, he has to stay there because it would be too obvious for him to stay at another.
Oh, God, you sound exactly like that. Exactly. That'd be the next thing you would hear. And then you'd just be like,
Why couldn't it be him? Because he died. We saw them pulling the wreckage of the plane out of the water. Oh, that was the deep state. They needed to silence him because even back in 1999, he was already thinking and meeting with Donald Trump about what they were going to do. No, they weren't. Stop it. Stop it. I blame Rush Limbaugh on Fox News for all of this. They are not the most egregious perpetrators of this, but they set the damn temperature 25 years ago. These two people or two entities set the temperature for all of this nonsense to suddenly incrementally become more and more weird, bizarre, and over the top.
The only thing that ends it is like Father Time. Like when you finally do the math and he's beyond the life expectancy of a human, like Hitler's not alive on an island somewhere. Senior Kennedy is not alive somewhere on an island now. Like the only thing that kind of rectifies this is Father Time. That's the one person who can shut them all up.
Can we send the new JFK Jr. on a skiing trip? Can we just send him? Can we teach him how to fly an airplane without instrumentation qualifications? Can we just do something? How is this one managed to survive? All of these terrible things happen to actual Kennedys, and yet here's this guy wearing a bad tweed jacket and a fedora showing up, and people think that he's the scion of the great Kennedy family. Just stop it. And where's Carolyn in all this? Where is Carolyn Kennedy Schlossberg, the daughter of President JFK? Where, how come I want
why
her.
aren't they speaking out, going, okay, this is ridiculous?
They don't want to give it credibility. That's the long and the short of it. If Carolyn Kennedy were to say, okay, you want to stop pretending to be my brother? He's dead. It was tragic for all of us. Why are you doing that? She says that, and then suddenly this guy is elevated to a larger
He just
spotlight.
went rogue.
Right.
He disowned his family.
Although that would be the way to do it. The way to do it would be for Carolyn Kennedy Schlossberg to do a press conference where she pleads with him to please come back to the family. We've missed you. You know what I mean? Just like totally play into it. And then at the end, just give a wink and walk away so that everybody smart knows that was a ridiculous bit of performance art. Who can we be? Who can we be? Like, okay, so JFK Jr. has been taken. Who else can we be?
Well, we have to look like him.
We need to get a black guy who's like 80 and claim he's Martin Luther King. That's what we need to do. We need to get, how old would Martin Luther King be?
No, he'd be a lot older than 80 now.
Yeah. Okay. So who can we be?
Elvis would be dead, Clovis.
Yeah, Elvis isn't fun. Hey, Elvis, yeah. Besides, Elvis is still alive. We could I'm trying to think of who else could we be? Who else? Bobby Kennedy. Even Bobby Kennedy would be like 100. So it would have to be somebody. Okay, so
like
JFK
Bin Laden,
who's now MAGA. Bin Laden is back, and he's now supporting QAnon. Yeah, that's it.
Like one of these guys that they killed him, but they buried his body at sea. Nobody really got to see him.
Right.
They said they threw him off the boat, but they didn't.
I got it. I know who you could be. Because I just watched a documentary on him last night. I got him. You can't say much though, because I think that your ability to speak English would give it away. You're Gaddafi. Be Gaddafi.
I could be Gaddafi.
Be Gaddafi. Yeah. Come back.
I could be Gaddafi with the hat on.
Yeah. Be Gaddafi and
the hair. I got the hair too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Right. Might need to be a little black though.
Well,
not so brown.
I watched a thing on Gaddafi and the way that he was captured. And dude, that dude.
It was rough.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was rough.
A nicer guy, and he's pleading. There are videos out there. Well, you can fall in. I actually watched a documentary about it, but then I sent myself over to YouTube. This is why I was up till 3:00 in the morning last night. I remember I was up to. I ended up watching like an hour's worth of YouTube clips, not live, but actual raw footage of the rebels in Libya capturing Gaddafi
when he came out of his hole.
He was in a drainage pipe.
Right.
Okay, so here's what happened. So he had run back. Gaddafi had been overthrown like the week before, and everyone's like, you need to go into exile. You need to get out of here. You can go to Egypt. They'll put you up. You can go here and there. And Gaddafi was like, no, I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to fight. The arrogance. They always get you. So they start to close in. So he runs back to his hometown, just about 30 miles outside of Tripoli. And the rebels close in on his hometown, and they're like, oh, we got to get out of here. So they get in an 80-car caravan, right? Not trying to be under the radar, just 80 Mercedes, 80, and it still has the Libyan flags flying on the cars. Like, he's not under the radar at all. People are probably like, dude, Muammar, you gotta, how about a pickup truck? How about you're in the back underneath a hay bale with a dog? How about that? No, I will go. So an 80-car convoy starts trekking through the desert, and a United States military drone being operated out of Las Vegas, Nevada, sees this convoy and goes, that doesn't look good. They zoom in on it, and they see that it's flying the flags. So they're like, okay, let's take these bastards out. So they blow up a couple of cars from the convoy, right? Remember, there's like 80 cars. So they blow up like a couple of cars, and then they scramble a bunch of French fighter jets and say, hey, you might want to check this convoy convoy out. We think something's going on. So then the French jets come by and they blow up like another 30 of the cars. Still didn't get Gaddafi. Gaddafi's still somewhere in the middle. He's surviving. But at this point, the convoy has pulled over. Because they're sitting ducks. They got French warplanes, they got American drones, and so they know that the jig is up. And now, because of all this stuff happening, the rebels get in their pickup trucks and they're like, "Let's go!"
Right. And that's when they showed up.
Now there's like hundreds of rebels in bed sheets in the back of Toyota pickup trucks. It's always Toyota pickup trucks too. In the back of Toyota pickup trucks, and they surround this guy, and they can't find him. They're like, "Oh, we think Gaddafi's here." So then they just go look in the side of the road, and there's like a drainage pipe, and Gaddafi's hiding inside the drainage pipe, and he's injured. You know why? Because one of his bodyguards, as the dudes were closing in on him, the dudes on pickup trucks, one of his bodyguards pulled a hand grenade and threw it at one of the cars, and it bounced off the roof of the car that they were hiding behind and fell right in front of Gaddafi. And went off. So he had all this shrapnel.
He had a bad last day for sure.
It was bad. You got to learn how to throw a grenade. You can't just have it bounce off the car you're hiding behind. So they dragged him, his remaining bodyguard. They dragged Gaddafi into the drainage pipe, and then that's where the video picks up, man. And you literally see them hit the drainage pipe. Come out of there! Come out of there! Come on! No, please, leave me alone! Leave me alone! Like he's crying, he's begging for this madman, this monster who ordered the murder of all of these innocent people. I mean, look, a lot of people, but let's talk about the children that were on board the plane over Lockerbie, Scotland, that he just ordered be blown up. This was a monster of a man. No, please, Allah will kill you. Allah will not like this. They drag him out. This is all on video. He's got blood on him because of the grenade that went off. He's jacked up. Then they start beating him with the butts of guns as they're dragging him to the back of a pickup truck. They splay him out on the pickup truck like a deer. You can go to YouTube. You can see all this. And then, one guy is like trying to protect him because he wants him alive, right? Because he's thinking, let's keep him alive. Let's put him on trial and then let's torture him. Let's show the world that we got him, right? All that. Dude comes out of nowhere with a bayonet and sodomizes him with a bayonet. Just right up the old poop chute, just right while he's still alive. I'm telling you, man, shit don't end good for dictators. Well, when the walls come down, a lot of pissed off people gonna do a lot of horrible things to you. And he was screaming, "What have I ever done to you? What have I ever done to you?" I mean, it was in whatever language that is. It's like, well, I guess you haven't done anything to me personally except ruined my entire life to this point.
No idea what he did to anybody, and nor could he.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Let's keep going here. We're going to run out of time. We got off on a little bit of a spin there. But yeah, the Gaddafi story is awesome. I mean, well, look, it's terrible. It's grotesque just from a purely human standpoint. But
that would be a dangerous one to come back as, though. Because you still got a lot of people.
A lot of people mad at you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you don't want to come back like that.
All right, so Saddam Hussein is out then too,
right? And all those guys are out, But like,
hey, why couldn't you be one of his sons? Why can't you be like Uday Hussein?
No, because like if you're part of the family, everybody's on the list.
Okay, all right. Let's see what else is. The View is trending earlier today. The View is trending because Michelle Trefoya, sideline reporter for whatever she is. She's ABC, NBC, whatever. I think Sunday Night Football. I don't know what she is. Michelle Trefoya was sitting in on The View, and she said something. She said something akin to me making a statement about not understanding trans people on Twitter, and she got hammered by everybody else on The View. You want to know what Michelle Trefoya said?
Yes.
Michelle Trefoya said, Whoopi, since the end of the Civil War, white people have been working to make race relations better. And then it went. You had Whoopi, you had Sonny. Yeah, oh boy, did she get dragged right there on the set of The View. So that's why The View is trending. Which, when I look at Michelle Tafoya, I'm not
I mean,
entirely
that's
sure.
not really an untrue statement.
Well, I think that the word she left out was some white
Some
people.
people. Right,
Yeah, not
right.
just all white people. Because let me tell you, no, there are a bunch of white people still fighting the Civil War. They don't think it's over. Okay, just go down to AT&T Plaza. You'll see some of them right now. They're down there. All right. It's Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday is trending, and
Can't say that.
can't say Taco Tuesday
And copyrighted.
by who?
Whoever came up with Taco Tuesday.
Well, it's trending. I mean, get away with whatever you
Well,
want.
I mean, you can say it, but I
Yeah.
they can't you can't use that as a advertisement, I think, is what I've heard. As a
Well,
taco spot. Like you haven't seen like Taco Bell or any of those people come out, Taco Cabana going,
it's true.
"Hey, come, it's Taco
Yeah,
Tuesday."
I don't think you can commercialize it, but I think just trending, just people
Yeah,
talking
you're
about
probably
the
allowed to
Taco
say it, but
Tuesday.
as a restaurant, I don't think you can go, "Hey, it's Taco Tuesday, come here," without getting sued by I think they were out of Cincinnati maybe or something like that. I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
have
I
to
think
look
we
at
talked about that. Didn't James float
Yeah, I
that
think
out?
James brought
Yeah,
that out or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
somebody did. I
Some
remember
little
I heard it
taco joint
somewhere.
in Cincinnati has the copyright claim on commercializing Taco Tuesday. But I'm going to make a very provocative statement here. Are you ready? And I am certain that some of my taco aficionado friends they might click out. They might immediately just jump off this show. Are you ready? Are you ready for my provocative Taco Tuesday statement?
Okay.
The Taco Bell Doritos Locos taco is the finest taco I've ever had in my life. Discuss. I
I'm
can
going back to every time I go to Taco Bell, everything tastes the same.
Unless, of course, there's an overwhelming flavor of Doritos, which is what the Taco Bell Dorito Loco. Dude, I'm a soft shell guy, right? If I go to a taco place, I want street tacos. I want good street tacos, and those are delicious. But, dude, every now and again, you get yourself one of those hard shell Taco Bell tacos made with a Dorito taco thing. Hey, boy, that hits. That hits good. That is so good. I'm craving. Oh my god.
Do
I'll
they
say it
even
again.
have a fryer at Taco Bell or they just boil that meat in a bag?
Yeah, probably. No, they got a grill.
It
They got a
I
grill.
mean,
I've
to
seen
me,
them
it's
stuff like that.
every it tastes like the like if you had chili. Like that's what
Yeah,
like all of
yeah.
their like taco tastes like with this chili type consistency and taste.
You've said a lot of mind-blowing things in front of me, in our time together here now, coming up on almost 20 years of friendship. But I think your analysis that everything at Taco Bell tastes the same, it's just shaped different, is probably the best. It's probably the best thing I've ever heard you say. It is so true. Everything at Taco Bell tastes exactly the same, it's just shaped different.
It is. And
Yeah.
you get there and you look at the menu and like you're like, "Okay, maybe this time." And then nope,
Nope.
it's the
Tastes
same
the same.
damn thing.
I mean, you can do things to alter that, like you can add sour cream to something, and then the sour cream flavor will overpower it. But no, as a general rule, you are absolutely right. Everything at Taco Bell tastes exactly the same. It's just shaped different, just shaped and packaged different, and priced different. And I'll say it again: the Taco Bell Doritos Locos Taco Supreme is the finest taco I've ever had. It's the most delicious tasting taco I've ever had. And I love tacos. How can you love tacos and make a statement like that? I don't know. I know it's crazy, but if you think I'm crazy, there's a bunch of people waiting to see JFK Jr. down at AT&T. So, go ask them for their taco
Can we
recommendation.
say it's the best economy taco?
No, because I think the flavor of it is just delicious. I could literally eat 20 Taco Bell Dorito Loco tacos. They are so good. They're just delicious. They're so good. With a
Oh
little
my
mild sauce
gosh.
on top.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one?
No.
I had never had one either. My son hit me to it. My son was like, "Dad, you got to taste this." And I'm like, "Holy crap, that's good. That is so good." I mean, it's just a regular hard shell, and I don't like hard shell tacos as a rule. I'm a soft shell guy, but it's a hard shell. Taco Bell taco, where it starts out with the flavor that Taco Bell has, the only single flavor that they have. But then the hard shell is, instead of just being a corn tortilla, it's like a flaming hot Dorito. It's
Okay.
and so it's all of that inside a flaming hot Dorito, and it is, I am telling you, it is fantastic. I suggest, if you think I'm crazy, just go and grab yourself one. Grab yourself a Doritos Loco Taco Supreme. And they're not sponsoring us. I mean, trust me, you'd know if Taco Bell was sponsoring us. So we'd be doing a lot more than this. But on Taco Tuesday, I just thought I finally needed to come out from the shadows and make that pronunciation.
Ross has come up with it. He said Taco Bell's menu should just have shapes to choose from.
Yes, shapes and prizes. Triangles are a little bit less expensive than tubes. You know, circles, depends on the size of the circle. You get different sizes of the
Yeah.
circle and then prices.
It's like going and getting
Yeah.
SpaghettiOs.
He's absolutely right.
It's just like,
It's all seasoned cow lips and lettuce. That's all it is. And the reason that they don't mind how many sauces you take is because, that's part of the flavor.
right. It is.
Just
Like,
put that.
their sauce overpowers, like it takes
Does.
it to a different level.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're not going to have time to go through. We're out of time. There's a whole lot of football stuff trending. But I did want to save this one for you before we get out of here and you head off to the Rolling Stones concert
Are we
tonight.
going to give me a designated time to call? Like I'll set my timer on my phone,
Well,
and then
check
and
in. You
are
call
you
whenever you want.
Android? You're Android, right?
Yeah.
So
Just
I
call my
can't
phone.
do a video. Like I couldn't do there's no way to get a video.
Nah, maybe tomorrow. We can probably show the video. I mean, you can send me the video, but then I'd have to transfer it and I'll be on.
Oh, I could maybe leave you my Apple, and we
Nah,
could
no,
we could use the wife's, and then I could call, and then you could get the video from there.
Man,
You could
I'm
show
not
it on
worried
the
about
screen.
video. I just want to.
Oh,
I
okay.
want to be able to talk to you while you're there. If you take some cool videos, maybe we'll show that. That'll be a reason for people to
The next night.
Yeah. I mean, you can send me a video, Android to Android, and there might be a way for me to yeah, actually I could forward it to my email, and then I could open the email. Yeah, so it'll work. The video will work now that I think that through. So if you just send me, like, via text a video, I can then get that on the air.
Clovis got an idea. Maybe I wear the hat, and they'll think that JFK Jr. is like at the concert.
Dude, go to TJ Maxx and just get one of those cheap ass fedoras so that the hat is a little bit more on point. Because that's a little, like I said, that's more like a Dr. Funkenstein hat from the Muppet Band. That's not really.
This is supposed to be like 1920s gangsterish.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Or 1970s jazz band. It's it's one or the other. Yeah. All right, so we'll get out of here with a little bit of football thing. I was holding this back for you because both Buffalo Bills, WFT, which is the Washington football team, and Trubisky are trending. It is looking like before today's, and maybe it happened already. I don't know. We've been on the air, but it is looking like you guys are going to get a number one for Mitch Trubisky because both the Saints and the Redskins want him. They need a quarterback and they want him as their. So it's going to work out pretty well.
It worked out well for us picking him up if we get a number one.
Absolutely. However, the reason the Bills are trending, and I know that you don't look, your hatred for Trubisky is steeped in large part in my early glorification of him, and I can totally understand that. But Bills Mafia is not completely. They call him the insurance policy. The Bills Mafia is like, I don't know, man. We lose Josh, and this whole season could be over. He's the insurance policy. So there's a number of your fellow Bills fans that aren't willing to take a first or a second or what, but that is really high for Mitch, a guy who was the number 2 overall pick, who the Chicago Bears let walk, and then you guys, the Buffalo Bills, could convert that into a 2 or a 1 because the Saints, you never get a 1 for it. Oh yeah, you will. When the New Orleans Saints and Washington Redskins both desperately need a quarterback, and he's a proven winner. He is a proven winner. His record is ridiculous. He's like 20-6, and he's been to the playoffs 2 out of his 3 years. So, I mean,
and the Saints are not out of it.
No,
You
right,
know.
and they need a guy, and they think that he might be the guy that can do it. So, we'll follow that one. That's the big one. Also, Scottie Pippen is talking shit on Michael Jordan in a new book. Is there anything more
You
I'm trying
didn't
to say in
show.
here?
You didn't. How long? We need to show before we leave that 30-second Russian fighting video or Russian fighting video.
Right, yeah, I'm saving that. I was gonna do that
Oh,
tonight,
okay.
but if you want me to hold on to that, we can do that the next night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trubisky is still trending. Let's see what the latest posts are. Okay, let's see here. As if Bears fans needed more pain. The Bills are about to convert Trubisky into a number 1 draft pick. Right, that's
Yep.
true.
Everything's for sale, baby.
Trubisky needs to thank the Chicago Bears for the big contract he's about to get. Let's see here.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like if you give up a number 1, you got to sign me for
All
some
right.
money.
Here's someone in Saints Nation. This would be the only quarterback that I'd want in this trade or in this final hours of the trade deadline. He'd shine in Sean Payton's offense. And then there's just a picture of Mitch Trubisky. I'm like, okay, man, whatever. I'm telling you, the dude's been much maligned. We all know now, without a doubt that maybe he wasn't worthy of a number 2 overall pick, but it's his coach. It's obviously his coach. His coach failed with, let's go through the list, shall we? His coach failed with Mike Glennon, which is kind of obvious. His coach failed with Nick Foles. His coach failed with Mitch Trubisky. His coach failed with Andy Dalton. His coach failed with Justin Fields. I mean, it's the coach, man. At some point, you're like, the offense doesn't work, man. You don't bring any blockers in to protect. You want them to stand in the pocket. You don't want them rolling out. Mitch Trubisky's a great runner, and the dude's got legs. That's why Buffalo was like, yeah, he can run our offense. He's not as good as Josh, but he can certainly do some of the things similarly that we need. It's not like you're replacing Josh Allen with Nick Foles. I mean, you've got another young guy with legs. So yeah, you guys are about to have you guys might get you're about to have a good you might get a good haul on this one. Although I'm telling you, here's another one. Please do not trade Trubisky. Josh goes down, season over.
Well, I mean, that is, a concern. You're going to be in the same boat.
Yeah. Hold on, what's this? I'm gonna do this one more time. I'll refresh it again just to see what this is. OBJ. Okay, here's somebody else now. OBJ to the Buffalo Bills in return for Trubisky. Nah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Eagles trading for Trubisky, please. What everybody wants now, we're adding the Eagles to
They
it.
want rid of Jalen Hurts.
I guess. I don't know. Washington NFL, Heineke for Trubisky before the trade deadline. Please make it happen.
I mean,
Carson Wentz getting dragged in favor of Trubisky. Indianapolis, please.
I mean, is Fitzpatrick done, or is the hip just still? He's out for the season? Because I could see Fitzpatrick going back to Buffalo.
I don't know.
He's with Washington.
I don't know. I just think it's so funny. This kid, look, Mitch Trubisky is a good kid. He has always been nice. He's performed as a professional. He got shit on by everybody. It's not his fault that he was taken second overall. That's not his fault. That's somebody else. Somebody else chose him. And quite frankly, as was pointed out by Rich Eisen, here you go. After years and years of Trubisky being picked second, hold on, wait, I just lost it. After years of jokes regarding Trubisky being picked second, here we are in 2021. Mahomes, the league has figured him out. Watson, accused of rape. Trubisky, about to be traded for a number 1. So, I mean, look, times change, right? I mean, I'm not kidding. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is obviously terrific. But, how did drafting Deshaun Watson work out for the Texans, right?
Yeah. And Mahomes he's turning into Robert Griffin Jr. the last couple games.
God, I hope not. I like that kid. I really do. I enjoy that kid. I hope I mean, for your sake, the Buffalo. Look, I'm a much bigger fan of the Bills than I am the Kansas City Chiefs. In fact, I don't really like the Kansas City Chiefs, but that's almost entirely due to the fact that I don't like Andy Reid. I hope that Patrick Mahomes can figure it out. But he threw a bad pick last night. I mean,
He's thrown a lot of bad picks all season.
Yeah, he's got 7 picks on the season. All right, hold on a second. We went a little bit long today. We got to, what we got to do.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick, they say, shouldn't be back till about week 10.
All right. Well, this is how we end each and every show. Another single from John Hinckley. This one's called We Have Got That Chemistry. Taking a bit of a country turn. America's favorite. Failed presidential assassin turned.
And this isn't a remake. This is an original. He's not covering one.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. All the songs that I'm playing are originals. I'm going off Spotify. All he's got are his originals up there on Spotify. All right. We'll be back tonight at 9:00. Hope you can join us. There's a bit of an adjustment period, I suppose. Although at some point last night we had more people than we've ever had, but that came in the 10 o'clock hour, at least as far as the people who are appearing in the chat room. Yeah, other people.
I'll be yelling from the audience tonight. Brown sugar!
There you go. That's what I want out of you. All right, folks. Thank you so much. We'll see you tonight at 9:00 for the Pillow Talk edition of Pugs Company. That man there, he is sunglasses, or at least he's sunglasses at night. During the daytime, he's E the artist. I'm Pugs. This is John Hinckley. Have a great day. We'll see you tonight at 9:00.
In the morning, it's you I will see. Our hearts are true, and darling, we always show it. 'Cause we have got that chemistry. All the songs I sing are for you. You give me love so tenderly. All I gotta do is hold you. 'Cause we have got that chemistry. I close my eyes and go to sleep knowing in the morning it's you I will see. Our hearts are true, and darling, we always show it. 'Cause we have got that chemistry. We have got that chemistry.